Hi guys, Happy New Year. Okay, what's been happening? Right, so I've been in Ghana over the last 2 weeks of Christmas and New Year. It's absolutely freezing in this house. So frosty in this country is ridiculous. So coming back from Ghana, where it's like 33 degrees, I don't know what that is in degrees Fahrenheit for those who don't measure as the British do, but whatever it was boiling hot. And that was the first ever Christmas I'd ever spent in Ghana. Well, that I can remember. Obviously, I wasn't born in this country, for those of you not aware. I've lived in the UK since I was about maybe four. Anyway, so I've never spent Christmas in Ghana before, and this is like the first time ever. And we went there because it was my dad's 60th birthday. So, my sister and my mum and myself all went out there just to obviously be with him on this, milestone birthday. And, we thank God for his life. I mean, I couldn't have asked for a better father all of my life. And, he's always been there, to be honest, there's not enough adjectives I can use to describe how fantastic I think my dad is, So anyway, so we were out there and so that was Christmas for us. I mean, obviously Christmas over there is not as a commercial big deal as it is over here. I mean, obviously I knew that, but I guess going there, you really do see the contrast in that, there isn't like people walking around with like, people don't like have these massive Christmas trees in their house. Nobody has, Christmas trees with like presents underneath. And the people that do have effectively co-opted that commercial style of Christmas from European and Western countries. So you definitely don't see like the evidence of Christmas as much in Ghana as you do over here in England. And there isn't that thing where people have like a massive turkey and then they will sit around the table and then like you cut the turkey. People either have goat, and for those who are very, very wealthy, will have a whole cow, and their family will come around and tuck into the cow. So it was just really good. We really had a great time. Oh, one thing of note is that I met a chief. So one of my dad's friends is a chief of this town that he lives in, and we went to meet the chief, and it was really funny because like the chief has like a mouthpiece, I guess, and that mouthpiece is called an ochiami. So this is an Ashanti chief, by the way. So the mouthpiece is called the ochiami, and he then you speak to the ochiami, so you tell the ochiami what you want to say, and then he then relays it to the chief. And of course, in this situation, we were all in the same room, and the ochiami is telling my dad introduced his children and himself to the chief, even though the chief already knew who he was. And then the Ochami then relays the message back to the chief, who's in the same room. So it was really quite bizarre, but it was just very, very interesting to be there and meet a chief. And he certainly wasn't like all dressed up in his chiefly garb that I kind of expected. No, did I expect? I don't know, but maybe I didn't have any expectations, but I think maybe I expected him to be dressed a bit more traditional, but he was dressed very much like, not actually Western. He was dressed, in an African style outfit. So the trousers and the tunic. So yeah, it was really, really great, enjoyable experience. Right, so just quickly, I'm going to tell you what's been happening with my hair. So you might be wondering. So while I was in Ghana, I wanted to get what they're called, crochet braids done, and nobody knows what crochet braids are. And I went to my cousin's salon because she does hair. It's not her salon, but she works in the salon. She does hair, and I said to the woman that is her boss, that I wanted crochet braids. So she's like, yeah, we can do it. So I went to go and buy the hair. Obviously, I think over time, because I do less and less hair videos, I'm less knowledgeable about these things, and I don't really watch a lot of hair videos anymore, to be honest. In fact, I hardly ever watch a lot of YouTube videos, to be fair, and this year I've decided I'm going to try and be a lot better on YouTube. Anyway, so I went and got the hair, which was the wrong hair. So then the hairdresser had to go with me to another shop to go and get the right hair. But then she then started to do weave, and I was like, but I asked for crochet braids, and she's like, I don't know what that is. So anyway, cut long story short, I ended up with a weave, which is this. And then when I got back to the UK, so basically I'd had them leave out a little bit of hair here. Yeah, I had them do some leave out hair. But then when I got back to the UK, I went and bought, what is this, a closure. And then I went to my mum's hairdressers to just, you know, sew it in. I tried to sew it in myself, but, you know, I didn't do a very good job. So that's that. And I've actually decided that this year, I'm probably just going to weave it up. So basically last year and the last 2 years, I've not really been doing a lot of things with my hair. I've literally like had one hairstyle, which is kind of like this. And so every single day I would have a bun either in the middle of my head or at the back of my head. And I went to one of these end of year Christmas do's, and, you know, I thought, let me let my hair down and, you know, actually maybe not have the same hairstyle that I always have. So I tried to straighten my hair, but it didn't get straight. So it was kind of like a bit like this sort of volume. And, you know, everyone was like, oh my God, you know, you look really different. And, you know, it looks really good because, you know, it makes you look like more approachable. You know, before you always looked really serious. And I'm like, I am a serious person. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I'm a very serious person when I'm at work. I don't fuck about, yeah. You know, I'm trying to get places. Yeah, so when I got that sort of feedback, I thought, actually, it's one thing to be really serious, but at the same time, people want to pretend like, you know, they can have a drink with you. And I never go to anything where there's like alcohol to drink to do with like work colleagues. I mean, I'm a natural introvert, so I do prefer to be in my own personal space. I don't really like going out and, you know, having a drink. It's just not my thing. I'd rather sit at home on the couch, you know, surf the internet, look at what's happening on, you know, Lipstick Alley, see what's happening on Twitter, see what's happening on Tumblr. You know, very much that kind of, you know, home person, you know, social media kind of person. Although obviously externally that might not appear that way because obviously I've not been doing YouTube videos. But anyway, cut long story short. So I did go and I got that feedback, and then I thought, actually, let me try and do something different as the year goes on. So anyway, I ended up with this, which I actually quite like. And as the time has gone by, it's kind of bedding in and it doesn't look as fake as when I first did it. But I, obviously my edges, I did leave out. So, I mean, for this video, normally what I would do is just braid the edges, wet it a little bit, braid the edges, and then, you know, the texture kind of blends in with this. So you get a bit of the sort of look like a twist out. So that's it, pretty much, what's been happening. Yeah, that's it. So thank you very much for watching. I will do another video since I'm kind of in the mood. So stay tuned for the next video. Thanks, bye.